Hello there, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Roxy and I am the crafter behind Roxy's Craft. Welcome to week number 6 recap. I am currently doing these recap videos every week to kind of show everything that I'm making in preparation for a event that I am attending on the 13th of June. So starting right from where we were last week, I finally managed to finish Sir Luigi. He ended up so cute. I am so happy with him. He's, you know, a little he's a double, I guess, of Mario, since it is the exact same pattern as Mario that I had made. All that you do differently is obviously the colors, and the mod that I had used for the mustache is also slightly different. So similar to Mario from last week, I had used a 5mm hook. I had used 24mm safety sinker eyes that I had painted myself with the folk art metallic paint. I believe the color is blue sapphire. For the yarn, I had used Yarn Smith Chenille, which is super soft and very vibrant in color. I believe I had used Rust for the browns, Blush for the skin tone, Royal Blue for the blue, for the green it was grass green, obviously white for the little gloves, and for the little two buttons over here I just used acrylic yarn in yellow, and for these I had used a 2.5mm hook, and then obviously you can see here up at the top for the logo I had used also acrylic yarn for his L on his name. The pattern for Mario is by HMBB. They're a separate company that own a website. You can buy patterns from their website. You can also buy yarn. However, they do have an Instagram, so I will have that up on the side, but I will also link that in the description as always. There you go. Little Luigi. Very cute. Or I shouldn't actually say little, he's quite big. I mean, bigger than my head, so yeah, he's very sweet. So after I had finished the big Mario and Luigi, I managed to finish Luigi off on the Monday evening after I had filmed this video. I then went on, as promised, or you know, as I said in my previous video, I went back, you know, I continue on the Mario trends, so I've made some mini Marios. So here's the first one that I made that I will be keeping myself for future reference, and after I had made him I made 3 others that will be going to the event with me to be sold. So a little bit about this pattern, similar to the bigger ones, I had used Yarn Smith's Chenille, same colors. I had used Rust, White, Royal Blue, Bright Red and Blush. I had used 14mm safety eyes and a 5mm hook, which meant he came out a pretty good size. I am really happy about him. I can definitely sell him at a pretty good price. I did slightly alter the pattern. The pattern asks that you do bobbles for the ears, however I could not get the placement correct. So what I ended up doing was I just did a magic ring of 4 and I sewed them on. And while I understand that that does mean, you know, some extra time, I took extra time to make Mario and obviously Luigi, which I will show shortly. However, I just think it just looks way cuter with the little ears that are sticking out instead of just, you know, bobble ears. The pattern designer is fluffy.stuffies.wyo. Their Instagram tag will be up on the side and down in the description. I absolutely adore their patterns. Mario, Luigi, Yoshi and the mushroom one, they came in a pack, and I had then bought a separate Mario Galaxy pack for the other characters that I wanted to make, and yeah, honestly, it came out a really good size. Admittedly, you know, as I had said in other videos, I am quite the slow crocheter, so Mario like this from beginning to end takes me about an hour 15 minutes to make. But I did, after a while, you know, once I made the initial one, what I did was I made all the bodies, I then made all the hats because the hats are made separately, and I made all the ears, and then I spent one day just literally sewing everything together. And that's actually something that I should note. It's mostly a low sew pattern. The only things that you actually sew is just the hat, but you know, like I said, I modified the pattern and I made the ears and sewed them on separately. The mustache over here is kind of made in the round, and all you have to do is just tack it on, so that's pretty simple. And obviously you gotta, you know, give them the eyebrows, so that's mild embroidery, I guess. But yeah, I really enjoyed making him, and he's such a good size. He's very comparable to the Pokemon that I'll be making and that I had previously made. So after I made the initial one, I was like, well, I will continue on with this. I really like it. It's nice and easy, and they're just so cute. So yeah, like I had said, I made 3 for the event and 1 extra one to keep, so I can always remember, you know, where exactly everything needs to go. And yeah, that was it. This took me about a total of 2 days, and then I was done with all the Marios, and then I moved on to the next pattern. So after I finished Mario, I obviously did Luigi. I made 3 of them, and yeah, they're super cute. I didn't make a 4th because it's more or less the exact same as the Mario. It's the same pattern. It's by fluffy.stuffies.wyo. Came as a pack, so you know, you kind of get them all. For all the other details, very similar to Mario, I used Yarn Smith chenille, rust for the brown parts, blush for the skin, white, royal blue, and grass green. And yeah, the mustache is just obviously slightly done differently and tacked on. The hat, exactly the same, you literally just change the color of him. And much like the Mario pattern, I had just given him the 4 magic ring ears and sewed them on because I still wanted him to have cute ears too. And yeah, honestly, by the time I finally made Luigi, I had the pattern basically memorized. All of the 3 Luigis I did really quickly, within an hour. And so I believe the last Luigi that I made only took me 50 minutes. So I was quite proud of myself. And again, just after 2 nights, I was done with all 3, and I was like, hallelujah! I'm finally getting my stock back up to where I want it to be. So here's another look at little Luigi. He is just too cute for words. And yeah, again, 3 of them for the event. So after that, I went on to Yoshi next. Yoshi was a little bit more difficult to do because he has some extra parts and some extra things to sew on. But here I had made my initial one, and then I had made 3 extras, or you know, not extras, I made 3 for the convention that I will be selling them at. So a little bit about the pattern, let me just hold them up. So little Yoshi, same pattern packs, so from fluffy.stuffies.wyo, and honestly, more or less the exact same information as the other 2 patterns. I had used Yarn Smith's chenille, grass green for the main green component, tangerine, white, and the little red spots is bright red. For the eyes, I had used 12mm kawaii eyes, and obviously I did the felt detailing, which honestly it took me so long to figure out, but I eventually got myself a nice little stencil, so I then just made multiple of them, and I actually even have some spares for the next time. This particular pattern has a little bit more extra sewing involved. You have to make the nose, the tail and the shell separately, and you have to sew them all on. So this took me just a little bit longer, about an hour and a half, but they all turned out so cute. It's so adorable. It really does actually remind me of like a little crocodile. In comparison to the size, you can see Yoshi is slightly smaller, but I think that's okay because he is meant to be smaller, you know. Mario is meant to be able to ride him, so that's okay. I will still price him the exact same as Mario and Luigi. But yeah, I had a really good time doing little Yoshi. I didn't alter the pattern at all. I literally just stuck to it and everything worked out absolutely fine. And yeah, that's a lovely little Yoshi for you. And again, I had made 4, 1 for myself and 3 for the event. So by the time I finished Yoshi, it was already late on the day on Saturday, since, you know, everything else took me 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. Yoshi took me most of Saturday to do, especially because I had to, you know, fiddle around with the felt detailing, and I do not like working with felt in that kind of particular way, trying to figure out the sizing, the shape that I wanted, because the pattern doesn't really come with a stencil or anything like that. So it was a lot of figuring things out. And then yeah, late Saturday evening I finally went on to work on Princess Peach. So she's not completely finished, unfortunately. I had thought that I did, but unfortunately I did not, because I forgot her crown. I'm a little bit bummed because now I still have to make her a little crown, but that's okay. I'm sure it won't take me too long and then I'll just have to sew it on. But this was the one that I did manage to finish on Saturday. So again, the pattern designer is fluffy.stuffies.wyo. It's a different pattern pack. It's one of their most recent patterns that they had released, and it's huge. It has so many Mario Galaxy characters in it. I honestly highly recommend. It's so worth your while, especially if you want to make Mario characters in the size. Very similar to all the other characters. I had used Jan Smith's chenille 5mm hook. The eyes are 14mm, just black safety eyes. For the colors, I had used Candy Floss Pink, light pink, white for the gloves, the skin tone is blush, and the hair is lemon yellow. The crown that I still need to make will just be made out of like a goldy kind of acrylic yarn. However, I'll probably use cotton because I don't want it to go all fuzzy. So I'll use like a golden acrylic yarn. Obviously I'll be showing you that next week anyway, because I'll be going over this again just to show you that I have made enough. I did start another one Sunday evening, and obviously, you know, I didn't get very fast, so next week's recap I will show you the other 3 because I want to have, you know, equal numbers of all the characters. But yeah, I just ran out of time. As you all know, it was Mother's Day on Sunday, so I didn't actually get to crochet all that much. I only could in the evening, and so all that I literally did was this. That's the only amount of time that I had. This took me alone 55 minutes long to make. I should actually explain a little bit more about this pattern. Apologies. So you first make the body with the little bubbles and the head as shown here. You then surface crochet the skirt or the dress, and then you make the wig separately and you sew it on. Honestly, the sewing of the wig hair was really fast. Actually, making it was really fast. I believe it took me about 20 minutes to make the wig and then about 12 minutes to sew it on. However, I am not a stranger to characters, as I'm sure you have perhaps seen in my previous videos. I'm pretty quick when it comes to wigs and having to sew them on. I have quite a lot of experience under my belt, not just from what I made this year but also what I've made in previous years. So having made something this small, it went so fast, and I absolutely really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to make the other two, and then obviously do all the wigs and stuff. I think I should probably have them done by Tuesday. I should be able to whip up another one, and then yeah, we'll see. Unfortunately, this does take me a little bit longer because you have to sew, you know, and then you have to make the wig cap separately. But yeah, that's honestly everything that I was able to make this week. I'm pretty happy with my progress. Obviously, you know, I would always love to make more than what this is, but with only being able to crochet 2 hours a day, and you know, only one day this weekend I wasn't able to crochet on Sunday. I was quite stretched with time. However, this coming weekend, at the moment, I have no plans, and I'm hoping it stays that way because I would really love just 2 full days of crocheting. I'm hoping to wake up both days at 5 AM and just ram out as much as what I can. As for what I want to do this week, and I guess this weekend, I would obviously like to finish the Princess Peaches. I did say that I wanted to make a bomb, but I'm not too sure because I don't know how popular they would really be. So I'm gonna maybe divert my attention from bomb, and I'll rather do the Mario mushrooms. So I'm hoping to do a red, a green. I might do a blue, however I am running out of that royal blue color because I'm hoping to use Yarn Smith chenilles for all the Mario things except for the Lumas. After I've done the mushrooms, I want to go on to do the Lumas. For the Lumas, I want to use that spotlight yarn that I had bought the other couple of, I guess a couple of weeks ago now. I'm hoping to make some yellow, purple, pink and blue to kind of have a variety. Maybe just two of each, or maybe 3 of the yellow but 2 of the other colors, just to kind of see how that goes. And yeah, after I've done peach, mushrooms and Lumas, I would like to do a couple of keychains. So I don't particularly have a pattern for the mushrooms, but I'm thinking of maybe using All From Jade's popping mushroom keychain and just doing that as the Mario mushroom colors. I'm also hoping to make some little Luma keychains as well. And yeah, after finishing all the Mario things, I don't quite know what I want to do next. I was thinking of perhaps making a start on some of the little Grogu's that I still want to make. I know I had made the little keychain ones, but I want to do some medium-sized ones, and obviously the bigger little Grogu's, at least just one of them, so that I do have something a little bit bigger, not just small items, because so far my only bigger items, I guess, are Mario and Luigi, and then I obviously have the characters that I had that didn't sell last time and the ones that I had pattern tested for. However, I guess they're not really, you know, retro themes, so I don't know the high chance of them selling. But yeah, I guess, you know, apart from the Super Mario clan, the rest will be a mystery. And yeah, hopefully by the next recap video I will be fruitful. There will be some more extra things for you to have a look at. But you know, actually just while talking about it, I just realized I would really like to do some K-pop Demon Hunter things as well. Again, I know it's not retro, but it is popular, especially with the kids. And yeah, I know the Derby Tigers were so popular last time. But you know, if I keep on going, I will probably end up listing basically everything that I want to make. So I'm just gonna stop there and I guess finish off and close off the video. So thank you for watching my weekly recap. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe, and if you wish to chat, please leave a comment. I'm honestly so happy to make some new friends, especially in the crochet community, because apart from just one friend that I have in real life, very old school of me to say that, but you know, yeah, I only know one person really that crochets, who also does markets and things, so it would be lovely to meet more people, or you know, people that are also crocheting and like doing pop culture and character designs. But other than that, that is all that I have for you, and I hope you have a really good week, and I will see you next week. Bye bye!